absence, he returned to the Bronx this past opening day. Then he was there to say goodbye to his old friend and teammate in Monument Park. For 55 years, number 8 has been etched to the hearts and minds of Yankee fans everywhere, and today is Yogi's day.
Hi there and welcome to the special Yankees flashback, David Cohn's perfect game, presented by Snapple. I'm Deb Kaufman. Of all the remarkable things that have happened over the years at Yankee Stadium, who would have believed this? With Don Larson and Yogi Berra in attendance, David Cohn pitched his way into Yankee lore. Cohn's day actually started out as Yogi Berra Day, which is really what the Yankee mystique is all about. We begin with the pregame ceremonies as they honor
Cola touches recreational vehicles in Media One.
In World Series history. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1972 and still remains an ambassador of this great sport. Yogi always seemed to add a unique philosophical twist to things. In fact, his colorful perspectives became known as Yogiisms and included phrases such as, "It ain't over till it's over." Honest and forthright, Yogi is a man who taught us how to dream, reaching unimaginable heights in his career. From a young boy in St. Louis, Yogi Berra transformed himself into a national treasure, a man of conviction and a source of strength to his family, friends, and teammates for nearly 5 decades. Please direct your attention to the Diamond Vision screen as we pay tribute to our humble hero.
Trees of green, red roses too red. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Yogi Berra.
Yogi, you've been a major part of Yankee history. We're happy you're back for the present and the future. And as a member of the Yankee family, we want to welcome you back with a 1998 championship ring.
Laugh, go ahead. You know, my mother used to say, the two most beautiful buildings in the world were St. Peter's in Rome and Yankee Stadium. My mom was a tremendous honor, and I'm thrilled to share it in this beautiful building with my whole family, my friends, and you fans. You're great. You know, I was proud to be a Major League ball player and proud to be a Yankee. A lot of good things have happened to me since I first put on the pinstripes over 50 years ago. I got married to Carm and raised a wonderful family. I played on great teams, great championship teams, and the Yankees also became my family. Well, I want to thank you all, making me feel right at home. God bless you. Thank you.
Just a wonderful scene in the early afternoon sun at Yankee Stadium. Eventually on this day, perfection would be achieved. And Don Larson wasn't even planning on staying for the whole game. When we come back on Yankees Flashback, it started out as a chance to honor the past, but it turned into a day to cherish for the present-day Yankees. More on MSG after this.
What's this dance called?
It's the El Duque.
Hey, Connie, why don't you have a dance?
Perfect game in World Series history. It came in Game 5 of the 56 series between the Yanks and Brooklyn Dodgers. The Yankees won it in 7. David Wells' perfect Sunday propelled the Yankees to the World Series in '98. His magical May 17th perfect game against the Twins made him the toast of the town. Welcome back to our special Yankees Flashback and David Cohn's perfect game, presented by Snapple. You can't discount David Cohn's long road back after a serious circulation problem, which was caused by an aneurysm. Months away from the game and the fear that he may never pitch again. Now he's achieved the ultimate for a major league pitcher, and Tim McCarver and Bobby Mercer will have the call.
It has already been on Yogi Berra Day. And this is going to be a special treat, Tim, because it looks like Yogi Berra is coming out, and Don Larson is going out, and Larson will throw out the first pitch of this game in commemoration of 1956, when Larson pitched this perfect game, the only one ever pitched in World Series history.
To home plate for today's ceremonial first pitch.
So Larson is ready to go on... Hello. Go out there, Yogi. Go out there and jump on him. Go ahead. No, I guess not.
I think a handshake would suffice.
I think you're right. I know that's gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And it has been a perfect day today. Very emotional, Yogi Berra, in his remarks. Certainly touched by this Yogi Berra Day and all the friends and teammates and fans that have turned out to honor him as the Expos come in for the first time of this 3-game series. Well, let's take a look at the lineups for the Montreal Expos and Felipe Alou, brought to you by Thuman's. Wilton Guerrero will lead it off. Terry Jones in center field. Rondell White will be in left field, batting third. Vladimir Guerrero in right field. Jose Vidro, Brad Fulmer, Chris Widger, Shane Andrews, and Orlando Cabrera.
We talked about David Cone many times. As far as arm angles are concerned, this is earlier in the year. The fastball to Royce Clayton of the Texas Rangers, and then Mark McLemore. I'd have to say, of all the pitches with David Cone this year, that breaking ball away has been his best strikeout pitch, as he's shown here, getting Mike Figa with a fastball. But look at his record at Yankee Stadium. Extraordinary.
Talk about a pickup in pinstripes. David Cone and what he has done here at the stadium. And Tim, also in the month of July is his best month. He has the best winning percentage of anybody in this decade in the month of July. It has been 11 days. How will that affect, or will it affect David Cone? It's been 11 days except for that one inning up in Boston that he's pitched.
Well, I don't know. I guess that remains to be seen. Of course, he's been throwing on the side, but throwing on the side is not the same as throwing in a game. A lot of times when a pitcher has that much rest, he's too strong, but it's hard to believe that anybody will be too strong in this weather. The defense for the Yankees: Ricky Leday, Bernie Williams, Paul O'Neill in the outfield, Scott Brocious, Derek Jeter, Chuck Knobloch, Chino Martinez, and Joe Girardi behind the plate. He normally catches David Cone, and today no exception.
Well, Cone has finished his warm-up tosses, and we are about ready to go. Yankees avoiding a sweep of the Atlanta Braves as they won yesterday's game 11-4. So Wilton Guerrero will lead it off. He is the designated hitter this afternoon. Of course, the National League club coming to the American League City. They get the opportunity to add one more piece of offense, and that's Felipe Alou, one of the most respected managers in baseball. His 7th year in an Expo uniform to manage on the Major League side. He's been with the Expos some 25 years as player and manager in the minor leagues. And here we go. First pitch from Tony in there for a called strike. One of 3 switch hitters in the lineup for the Expos. And that pitch fouled back and out of play. Now it's 0-2. So Cone in favor in the count right now on Guerrero. Terry Jones waiting to bat second, followed by Rondell White. 95 degrees on this hot, hazy, and humid afternoon. That was the pitch you were talking about, and that may be one of those pitches that we see an awful lot today, Tim.
With 2 strikes, particularly with a young lineup who is not familiar with that backdoor breaking ball. It's really a misnomer. It doesn't come in the back door. It comes in the side door, just on the corner.
Cone trying to win his 10th game. He is 9-4, 2.86 earned run average. That earned run average is second lowest in the American League. And this is Terry Jones taking one up high for a ball. Jones batting .233, no home runs and only 3 RBIs. And the pitch up high makes it 2 balls and no strikes now to Jones.
This is similar to the All-Star game. There's so much emotion before the game that the crowd's worn out by the time the game starts. That happened last Tuesday at Fenway Park. Of course, the Fenway faithful had Pedro Martinez to cheer. The Yankees have David Cone to cheer.
Blew that one by him. Now it's an even count at 2-2. Tony making his 18th start of the year. And 21st start of his career against Montreal as Rondell White waits on deck. Been a lot of talk about Rondell White and the New York Yankees. Lofted out into right field. Long run for O'Neill, and he'll get there. What a play by Paul O'Neill. He got a bit of a late jump, but he caught up with it to make a great play.
Sometimes it's nice to be left-handed because the glove's on the right hand, and it was on the correct hand of Paul O'Neill. Right-handed thrower doesn't get to that ball. Nice.
So good play defensively behind David Cone so far. And Rondell White sends one deep to the left center field. Long run for Williams. Long run for Leday. And it will be Leday. Deep left center field. And the Expos are gone here in the top of the first inning. Nice play by O'Neill. No score. Yankees coming up.
Excuse me, sir, do you?
Montreal Ball Club. Second youngest in the major leagues at 27 years of age. And this is a young arm for Montreal and Felipe Alou. Just called back up from AAA. He started the year, Tim, with the Montreal Expos and then was sent back down. And he will be facing Chuck Knobloch, Derek Jeter, and Paul O'Neill here in the top of the first inning. No scores. Montreal went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Knobloch with his 6th home run yesterday, batting .266, and 29 runs batted in. There it is, something that Knobloch is used to in his career. Vasquez trying to establish that fastball inside. He got a little bit too far inside. Well, let's take a look at the lineup for the New York Yankees, brought to you by Thumans. That's Knobloch, who was hit by the pitch. Derek Jeter coming up now. Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, Chili Davis, Ricky Leday, Scott Brocious, and then Joe Girardi.
16th time this year, Knobloch has been hit by a pitch. Rondell White does not have a good throwing arm, but Terry Jones does. So does Vladimir Guerrero. Andrews, Cabrera, watch this guy. Pedro at second, Fulmer at first, Chris Widger behind the plate.
And Derek Jeter, who leads the American League in hitting, swings at the first pitch. Shallow center field. And Jones puts it away, so one gone.
Bobby, because we had a lot of business to take care of, lineups and defense didn't have a chance to respond to the question about the young Expos. Javier Vasquez, only 23 years old. As a matter of fact, he turns 23 in about a month. Check that, 1 week. Next Sunday, he will be 23 years old. He was 5-15 last year. That ties him for the most wins, for the most losses ever as an Expo. Got pretty good stuff, but the Expos, one of those small market teams with about a $10 million payroll, and a team that can't expect to compete, and they don't.
Well, you talk about a $10 million payroll. As that ball is down low to Paul O'Neill, there's a $75 million deficit between payrolls, the Yankees and the Montreal Expos.
Big thing with the Expos is will they get a new stadium? That has been a niggling point in Montreal for the last year and a half. Various reports this spring. And if they do not get a new stadium, everybody in the game looking for them to move to either Charlotte or Northern Virginia. That's as updated a story and information as we can give you. Checking with all the Expos personnel, they don't know any more than we do.
Good swing by O'Neill as he swings through that. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
That 1-1 pitch out of the strike zone. Good slider from Vasquez. I'll tell you what hasn't helped matters as far as Canada is concerned, and any new facility up there, is the exchange rate. Horrible.
It was about 30%, I guess.
A little more, yeah, I think 36. Yeah, 36%.
It fluctuates back and forth, but it's at least up to 30%, and that's a huge difference.
When I played in Montreal, I played there for 3.5 months in 1972, Bobby, and we were receiving in salary 98 cents on the dollar. So it was 2% the other way, and that's how far it's plummeted.
Chopper down the first baseline, and Fulmer will take it himself. So there's 2 gone. Knobloch will end up at second, and Bernie Williams will have a chance to knock him in. O'Neill is not happy with that swing. One of the good pitches, talking to Bobby Cuellar for Vasquez, is the fact that he thinks that he has a good changeup, a circle change that he throws, and obviously if he's got a good one, that's one thing that he can equalize these left-handed hitters with.
That's what he threw to Paul O'Neill to get O'Neill on that weak grounder to first base. But you know, not only are baseball teams and baseball facilities in trouble in Canada, but hockey teams are too. Canadian-owned hockey teams are suffering a similar fate that the 2 baseball teams are, the 2 major league teams in Toronto and Montreal.
All right, Bernie batting with 2 outs, and Bernie batting .335. He's in the top 5 in this batting race one more time. Bernie, of course, winning the American League batting race last year. Add to that 14 home runs and 54 runs batted in. There's the fastball that backs Bernie off the plate, so it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 2 men out and Knobloch down at first. Nobody has scored yet. Bernie has been hot. Knobloch is getting on base a lot more now here in the second half than he did the first half. Out in front, hit hard. Vidro is there. So the Yankees waste that leadoff man who got on here in the first inning. We played 1, no score. Steve Urser along with Tim McCarver. Susan Waldman will be with us in the 3rd inning. And we'll talk about Yogi Berra Day as David Cone prepares to pitch to this Expo Ball Club here in the 2nd. Vladimir Guerrero, Jose Vidro, and in Brad Fulmer, the schedule 3. We saw Andrew Jones, Tim, and what a player he has turned out to be. It may be one of the, well, he is one of the best players in all of baseball. This guy right here is right up there with him.
Vladimir Guerrero, the brother of Wilton Guerrero, the leadoff hitter. Nobody in the major leagues has more reach and can hit balls off the plate away than Guerrero. Of course, he missed that one, didn't he?
Well, sometimes you will miss those pitches from David Cone, and that's his way of getting these hitters out, is get them way out in front and reaching for pitches.
Well, that's really, I think, what Coney should try to do right here. Throw the ball 6 to 10 inches outside, make him bite.
Well, that comes from an old catcher, by the way.
Fish are biting.
And he bit, but he couldn't catch anything.
Now, right there, that's the problem with Guerrero, is he strikes out at an alarming rate, even though it's better this year. But regardless of his reach, nobody can reach that ball.
Guerrero last year with 38 home runs, 109 runs batted in for Montreal. Vidro steps in, and the breaking ball, and Cone right now is extremely sharp with his pitches. That's just laying out on the outside corner, so it's an 0-1 count to Vidro. 1 of 3 switch hitters in this lineup for Felipe Alou. This time he comes inside and ties him up.
Consider what David Cone has to do. The Guerrero, he threw the ball about a foot outside, and then he starts off Jose Vidro with a breaking ball on the outside corner. Tried it again.
And that just missed it. Just missed on the outside corner.
That breaking ball to left-handers has been his strikeout pitch this year. Lots of rest, and of course he heats up in July. That's our Charles Schwab scouting report on David Cone.
That's the kind of swings that you like to see those hitters take if you're a pitcher.
Well,
that's
those
just
are the,
a protection.
That's right. Those are the types of swings that you don't get when the hitter's ahead of you. That's why, again, it's important to stay ahead.
We talked about Cone's winning percentage in the month of July. Another foul off to the right side this time. A 756 winning percentage in the month of July is the highest of any pitcher who has started at least 50 games during July in this century.
That includes a lot of pitchers.
Of course, David prefers the hot weather, especially today after he has had that aneurysm surgery. Tapped off to the right side. It's going to stay fair, right over the back. And the sure-handed Martinez is there to make the play.
That ball took a tricky hop. Usually a ball hit like that, if you top it like that, you hook it foul. If this ball stayed fair, I think it hit about 10 feet in front of the bag. It lands slightly foul, but it's where it goes over the bag. That's why you see umpires always kicking that bag into fair territory.
May have hit one of Yogi Berra's footsteps down there. Kept it fair.
Those are big footsteps, I'll tell you.
Brad Fulmer will step in. Fulmer batting .222, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. The Yankees with a record of 27-19 here at Yankee Stadium this year. They are 26-17 on the road. Montreal, 21 and a half games back of Atlanta and not even competing with a 33-54 record.
That's the second worst record in baseball.
Chopper to Brocious. Another easy inning for Cone. 6 up, 6 down. No score. This afternoon on this 95-degree day, Tito Martinez will lead it off for the Yankees. He will be followed by Chili Davis and then Ricky Leday, who has really come on with the bat here in the last week or so. Big crowd on hand. Yankee fans honoring Yogi Berra on Yogi Berra Day. On the other hand, Vasquez, the right-hander, will try to counter these left-handed hitters that are coming up in this inning. He's got 2 ways he can do it. One with a changeup, and one with those chains that he has around his neck. They seem to fly out just about every time he makes a pitch.
As he tucked them back in, he's got an earpiece on out there. Looks like he's got a ring on the end of it.
I know one thing, if he happens to bounce up and down, that hits him in the mouth, it could chip his tooth or break his tooth. That's a pretty heavy go. Tino hitless in his last 8 at-bats. Didn't start last night or yesterday. Change up, foul back and out of play.
From the chain to the change. That's television, you know, Bobby. I mean, that's a great segue right there from the chain right there to the change. Perfect.
Now, a hitter has a right to ask Vasquez to take that chain off. He can ask the umpire if it is a distraction to him. That was just a good pitch right there as Vasquez throws out Martinez.
That pitch had a wrinkle in it. A good curveball from Javier Vasquez. This is such a tough ballpark for a young right-handed pitcher because of the left-handed power of the Yankees. Only 314 down the line. When you played here, you should have paid to get in this ballpark to hit. A left-handed power hitter.
What makes you think I didn't?
Salaries were that bad then. Huh?
I would be retired today if I didn't have to pay that much to get in here. Davis fouls the first pitch back and out of play.
It's like the Bob Uecker line when asked what kind of economic transaction took place when he signed. He said $3,000. And he said, that was a lot of money for my father to pay.
Yeah, that reminds me of another similar comment. Somebody was asking Mickey Mantle when he was here. He said, Mick, how much would you be making today if you were playing? And Mick said, well, you know, about $500,000. $500,000? These guys are making $10, $11 million. He said, you got to remember, I'm 65 years old. Up high, now it's 1-2 to Davis.
Not every pitch is designed to get you out. That a fastball up and in. He may go back to that changeup. That's what a lot of pitchers consider a good formula. It's a pretty good strategy, too. Go up and in with the fastball and then the changeup blowing away.
The last guy I remember who had a lot of gold around his neck, that's down low, was Diego Segui. And Diego used to have to take his chains off around his neck before he pitched. He would always start out with it and would always get a complaint from a hitter. And the umpire would make him take it off. Breaking ball misses up high. Now it's 3-2 to Davis. Waiting on deck is Ricky Leday. Out of play, upper deck. Big crowd here for this first game of a 3-game series starting on Sunday afternoon. How many times do you see a Sunday afternoon start on a 3-game series?
First time that it's happened to the Yankees in almost 20 years. The last time they did this was back in 1980.
Outside ball 4. So Vasquez, who is in front of Chili Davis, ends up walking him, and that'll bring up one of the hottest hitters, Ricky Leday. Leday working on a 5-game hitting streak, and he is 8 for his last 14. On the other hand, that's Bobby Cuellar, the pitching coach for the Montreal Expos. Also with the Seattle Mariners, and Lou Piniella before joining Montreal. Leday has his average up to 274. Not much chance for Chili to take off. Even though Chili, when he does steal, he hasn't been caught yet. He's perfect 4 for 4. But he will give Leday a chance to drive that ball through the right side. Whoa! Well hit deep to center right field. Kiss this one goodbye. Whoa! Check that one out, Bernie.
Safe to say that Ricky did not hit the ball through the right side of the field. He hit it over the right side of the field and almost over everything. That is close to that exit 35. You talk about extraordinary lift. Not only his 3rd home run of the season, but his 3rd home run in the last 7 games for Ricky Leday. He started it with that home run, his first of the year at Shea Stadium last Saturday.
Now this is Mickey Mantle type power to right field.
Down and in.
Whoa. I mean, this is exit stuff.
That ball took a while to come down, too. Woo.
Hang time and distance for Ricky Leday, and he puts the Yankees in front 2-0.
Javier Vasquez led the Expos in yielding 31 home runs. That's a franchise record last year, and this year he's given up 10 in 60 innings.
And the breaking ball in on the inside corner now. Brocious 1 ball 2 strike count to him. Brocious also with 9 home runs. Brocious in his last 13 at bats has also hit a couple of home runs. Well, that's the kind of stuff that the Yankees have been looking for out of Ricky Leday. That pitch will nip Brocious. So that's a second hit batsman by Vasquez. It was an off-speed pitch. He just lost control of it.
Yeah, that was a change-up to Scott Brocious. And that's not only the pitch you want to be hit with, but the area you want to be hit in.
So he got his wish on both.
Turn the other cheek.
Well, when you're 1 ball 2 strike count, if you are not going to get a good pitch to hit, you might as well get hit. So that'll bring up Joe Girardi. What is that? That was thunder. That was a thunder off the bat of Ricky Leday. I don't know if that came out of the sky or not.
That thunder brought about because of the applause for Yogi Berra.
Yeah. One man out, and Joe Girardi acting like he wanted to bunt there, and no doubt looking to bunt for a base hit. Not to sacrifice Brocious.
Hey, Bobby, there are a lot of skyscrapers here in New York City. Ricky Leday just hit another one. Boy, was that ball tall. Woo.
Brocious, 5 stolen bases.
Man. Felt pretty good, didn't it, Ricky? Telling you. You know what feels so good about a home run is you don't feel it.
Until after you get back to the dugout and start thinking about it.
It's that proud click in the bat. There's no splat to it. There's no reverberation. Perfect sound when ash meets agate.
Well, the Yankees have been trying to find somebody in left field to really just take command and take charge out there. Shane Spencer, of course, is on the disabled list. And at one time, he was hot until he had that irregular heartbeat and had to go to the hospital for a few days. Pitch out, but nobody going. They better be worried. They better be worried this time with the pitch out. The CNET player injury report. Let's take a look at it. We talked about Shane Spencer on the 15-day disabled list. And he is in a rehab program now, trying to work his way back to playing here for the Yankees. 2 balls and no strikes, so this will be a good count for something Joe Torre would like to do. Maybe.
With a guy like Joe Girardi, it might be the type of hitter that you want to do this with. Not a left-handed power hitter, however.
On the other hand, you got to take into account, too, that Vasquez is not one of those guys that you can really trust to be around the strike zone.
That's true.
So nobody going, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes to Girardi. The thing that I really like about Girardi is that he's not known for his offense, but he sure is known for his intelligence when he goes to the plate. He knows what he wants to do. He knows what his capabilities are, and he tries to get the most out of it each and every time. The Yankees have had some down production from their catching staff offensively. The side of the better hitter. There goes the runner, and the pitch is swung on, lined at center field. Over the head of Terry Jones. It will go all the way to the wall. Brocious around third. He will score. The Yankees will take a 3-0 lead. Girardi got a little bit too far around second base, and so they throw him out. But not before Brocious comes home to score.
That ball misplayed in the outfield. Terry Jones running straight across instead of backing across. You take that angle toward the track instead of right where you think the ball is going to come down. He could have caught it on the first hop. I don't think he catches the ball in the air, however. Maybe, but it would have been a fine play. Watch Joe Girardi with 1 out, thinking third base, and then, whoa! Then he slips right there, and by the time he recovers, he's out at second base. Once you're that far, you might as well keep right on going and hope they throw it away.
Well, Knobloch now bats with 2 men out and nobody on. Knobloch was hit by a pitch leading off in the bottom of the first inning. That's his 16th time that he has been hit by a pitch, so he is tied now with Damian Easley of Detroit. And Girardi hitting the ball. Boy, he did a nice job yesterday in yesterday's game, going the opposite way, driving in a run for New York. Girardi did. This time he goes right up the middle. Now it's an 0-2 count to Knobloch. Yankees in front, 3-0. The Expos have lost 5 in a row. They were swept down at Camden Yards in Baltimore. And Tim, you know, along with a young roster, and Felipe Alou has had to deal with this for so many years, about 8 years. When they do get a good player, they trade them off because they make too much money. They can't handle that kind of a salary, so they're constantly teaching up here on the major league level.
Best record in baseball in 1994 when the strike hit on August the 12th. Slightly better than the Atlanta Braves. Best record in the National League, I should say. But since that time, things have been on the decline in Montreal. He's a fine manager as far as preparing his players to play the game. They play hard for him. Once the game begins, there has been question about Felipe Alou's strategy. An example of that, playing at Shea Stadium about 3 weeks ago. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the 8th inning. And with the bases loaded and nobody out, he elected to play in double play depth allowing the Mets to score the run. Mets won the game 2-1 as Benitez came in the 9th inning, retiring the Expos in order.
3-2. Felipe played here for the Yankees back in 1979 in a split season.
Great player.
He
was a great player. Not a good player, a great player.
Had his chance, it seemed, to leave the Expo organization after last year. The Dodgers were interested in signing him to manage their ball club, but turned it down because he wanted to stay. Now, I don't know if it was true or not, but those were the reports. And if he did turn it down, he turned it down because he wanted to stay with the Expos.
It was his for the asking. The Expos divvied up. That's what happened. Kevin Malone, the general manager of the Dodgers, used to be with Montreal as their GM. He loves Felipe Alou, and he would have had the job if he'd have said yes. The Expos came up with more money, and he stayed.
I don't know. I think the Expos have a better record than the Dodgers. No, they don't.
No, not quite.
Not quite. Per capita, they have a better record.
Per dollar.
A long line of Alous that have played Major League Baseball. And he played here also for the Yankees. Up high, ball 4, so Vasquez not able to put Knobloch away after getting in front 0-2. So Knobloch is on for his second trip. Cuellar had to be patient up in Seattle, and he's really got to be patient here with Montreal.
As patient as a python.
Well, Derek Jeter, 4-game hitting streak. Jeter has been on base 86 out of 82 games. 374 hitter. I said 86 out of 82. That doesn't really equate. It's 86 out of 88.
It counts if you count the last 4 games in spring training. The 86 out of 82.
I'm not trying to cheat Derek out of anything. I
think you're giving him something there. That's great.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Well, he's been playing that well.
Yes, he has.
It seems like he's been on. It seems like he's had 4 extra games under his belt. He has just had an extraordinary first half, and it has carried into the second half too.
You know, every time a new team comes to Yankee Stadium, new team like the Montreal Expos, some of these teams don't get a chance to watch the Yankees play that much or play against them. First thing they say is, I want to see Derek Jeter play. Well hit deep to left center field. Going back is White, and they'll look up, and it's gone. Boy, did they get a chance to see Derek Jeter hit. With 16 home runs, 87 out of 89 games he has been on base for the Yankees. Wow.
Bobby, you're the first one that drew it to my attention with Derek Jeter handling that ball up and in. That is a tough pitch to pull. If it were down and in, it would not have been nearly as difficult. The Yankees have struck for 5 here in the second inning. Probably won't stop until they get to 8 because of Yogi Berra Day. Here's that pitch right there. See that ball up and in? That ball is a ball that Derek Jeter in past years would have been jammed with. Or if not jammed, perhaps popping it up. Trying to hit it the other way, but he really turned on that ball. RBI's number 63 and 4 on the year now for Derek.
Well, another 0-2 count to another Yankee batter. It was that 2-out walk that got Jeter to the plate. And another home run given up by Vasquez. And they tell us that the home run by Derek Jeter was measured somewhere around 417 feet. I need that same laser to figure out how far to hit my wedge.
Well, that's all it is a guess. I mean, it's a guesstimate. Every time they announce that at ballparks throughout the country, you're supposed to say, oh, it's 482 feet, I see. You know, all that is an arbitrary guess. It goes over the 399 sign, they figure, 18 feet.
Give it another 20 foot.
Yeah, so it's 417. How do you figure out something hit up here? Tell me that.
They didn't say anything about that.
No, that's right.
Okay, 542 feet.
I'll take it.
All right. It looked like it anyway.
Yeah. It was a ton, I'll tell you that, to get the Yankees on the board. They have not slowed down yet.
Now their chopper in front of home plate. And O'Neill will not be happy with that swing again. But the Yankees come up with 5 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. It's been home run baseball here in the second for New York. They lead it 5-0. Wallman and Susan, what a day this has already been. I mean, I'm just exhausted, Yogi Berra day, and a lot of it has to do with you two.
Well, it's been a tremendous day for everybody. Everybody's been putting on their makeup again. I've been crying for 2 hours. It was just wonderful to see Yogi do that in the response, and I didn't even notice the little 8 on the field until we got up here. But you know, Carmen Berra looking beautiful as always, and Garagiola and Rizzuto here. How great was that?
It has been very, very emotional, and the Yankees are adding to that with this power that they exploded with in the second inning. Here's the top of the third. We were talking about that little 8 there, and it really does look small compared to the NY. But I'll guarantee you that when you look at 8 and you remember what 8 means to us here at Yankee Stadium, it's one of the biggest 8s ever in the history of baseball.
And it's only right that he was back here. When I think that, to me, that those grandchildren had never seen him here. It's just amazing.
David Cone hasn't pitched in 11 days, but boy, he has been sharp here through the first 2 or 3 innings.
And this is one of the things that Chris Widger does. He goes for balls out of the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. He's got some pretty good pop for a catcher, but he strikes out way, way too much.
7 up, 7 down for David Cone as the Yankees have cushioned him with a 5-0 lead. Bobby Mercer along with Susan Wallman, and Sharp again on the outside corner with a perfect pitch on Shane Andrews. So the bottom 3 coming up now for Montreal.
And this is tremendous for Cone because now he can use those economy of pitches. He's staying right on the outside part of the plate there, and they're swinging at every single one of them. So obviously it looks better from the batter's point of view than it actually is. But for Cone to get through this with as few pitches as he's thrown so far is going to be terrific for him.
It is a hot and humid day, 95 degrees. There are some clouds now that are beginning to come over the top of Yankee Stadium. I didn't see the weather report, but Nick Gregory probably has predicted maybe some showers today.
We can only hope some
right
thunderstorms.
Now, the Expos will be going to the showers if they don't start making contact.
And there it is on the outside part of the plate. Once again, same pitch, outside part of the plate. You can't reach it from there. Your bat's not long enough. He's shown nothing inside. 6 pitches right on the outside, and they went for every single one of them.
Well, you would expect something like this from David Cone, especially on this young 27-year-old average age of this ball club, the second youngest in baseball. Normally you get young hitters, they are free swingers. They'll swing at almost anything. We saw Vasquez in that gold chain that he had around his neck. I think that, what is that?
Pearls on?
Is that, you tell me?
It looks like pearls to me. No, they're the metal beads. Those metal beads. It's just that our camera is so sharp that it looks like pearls.
Well, for a moment there, until we really took a look at it, it did look like pearls, but nevertheless, Cabrera.
It wouldn't be pearls because you have to wear that with black, and they don't have black uniforms on. You have to wear pearls with basic black.
That comes from a woman.
Where else you going to get this
I'll
stuff?
go for that.
Right? Where else you going to get this?
Got blue shoes with black laces. 2 men out. Well, no, make it 3 men out. 9 up, 9 down, and Cone already has 5 strikeouts. Striking out the side here in the third. Yankees in front, 5-0.
we brought you the compact pickup ranked best in initial quality. The next
last thing for David Cohn to deal with on this steamy Sunday, July 18th, and that was Mother Nature and a rain delay. Officially recorded as 33 minutes, it was certainly not enough to derail the Yankees right-hander. Play resumed in the bottom of the third. Let's go back to the stadium.
Rain, go away. Come back again some other day. And it has gone away here at Yankee Stadium, and we are ready to go. Let me bring you up to date. Bobby Mercer along with Susan Waldman. Tim McCarver will be along a little bit later on. This is Tino Martinez. Leading off this inning was Bernie Williams. He flying out. And Tino has a 2-ball, 1-strike count, 1 out here in the third. Javier Vasquez, still the pitcher from Montreal, and the Yankees lead it 5-0 on Yogi Berra Day. Well, that was just a cooling off type of shower, and the first pitch to Tino Martinez was good changeup from Vasquez. Now it's 2-2.
And he got that one, Bobby, over in the middle of the plate where he wanted to and not out of the strike zone, which he was doing earlier in the game. Interesting, when Vasquez was warming up, Bobby Cuellar, the pitching coach, was standing right with him. This is a very young pitcher. You want to make sure that he's going to be all right after that rain delay.
Hit hard. Nice play by Fulmer at first, and Martinez is gone. 2 gone for the Yankees. 33-minute rain delay as Chili Davis steps in. Chili was the start of that 5-run second inning for the Yankees. Chili walked with 1 out, and then you know what happened after that. I mean, it was Katie barred the door. Shots all over the place. Highlighted by Ricky Leday's shot into right field, and Derek Jeter decided to get into the act. Good changeup, swung on to miss, strike 1.
So now that's something in the first couple of innings, as we take a look at David Cohn, that Vasquez was not able to do, control that and place it where he wanted.
Well, when you have a changeup such as the one that he has, I think he took his chain off too, didn't he?
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, I don't think the chain is there. I would think it would bother somebody. It didn't bother Chili Davis. 2-out line single into right field.
Tried to get that in the same place as the last pitch. Just hung a little bit, and Chili got around on it.
All right, was Chili Davis who got it started in the second inning. If you're just joining us, this happened in the second inning. Ricky Leday with Davis on. Look how far that thing went. Way into the upper deck by the exit. Not too many people have visited that part of the ballpark.
That pitch was down and in, and left-handers love those kinds of pitches.
Leday now 9 for his last 15. And you were talking earlier that Leday kind of teases everybody in baseball, especially this Yankee organization, because he can be in this kind of a offensive go that he's in now, hitting the ball all over the place, hitting it hard, hitting home runs, and then all of a sudden he'll go into a streak where he can't even make contact with a pitch.
It's so much confidence with a young player. You know, he has always said, well, I'm not Bernie and I'm not Paul O'Neill, I'm only Ricky, and they can send me back if they want to. And there's so much confidence with this kid, but everybody says it's pressure. Well, there was no more pressure.
Pensacola, Dutchess Recreational Vehicles and Media One Advertising want you to break out the bike and head to the ballpark with Pepsi's Biking and Baseball Sweepstakes. This summer, our grand prize winner will ride away on a Kawasaki Vulcan 800 motorcycle from Dutchess Recreational Vehicles and win an individual membership to a local health club and 50 cases of Pepsi product. Our second prize winner gets a family health club membership, 4 tickets to the Renegades Fan Appreciation Night, and 50 cases of Pepsi product.
Enter to win a Dutchess Recreational Vehicle, Route 55 Poughkeepsie, and Williams Lumber and Home Center in Hopewell Junction.
No matter where you work, accidents can happen. All it takes is one little slip. And you could be out of work for months, permanently injured, or you may need to learn a whole new job. When serious accidents happen, you need sound legal advice. You need experience. You need the law firm of Barr & Rosenbaum. Call for a free consultation. There's no charge unless we settle or win. Barr & Rosenbaum, we're here to help. Call 1-800-457-4080.
Pass go. All you need is a chance. Just scratch and match the numbers on the houses and hotels, and you could win up to 25 grand instantly. And with 10 chances to win, it sure beats second prize in a beauty contest. The new Monopoly Instant game from the New York Lottery. Win real money, not play money.
If you can't get enough Yankee baseball, there's only one place to be. No one brings you Yankee baseball like MSG.
Hey, bored by the old routine? Try Next Mix.
Next Mix? What's in it?
Why, great stuff for fans. Look closer. Some girls may think they have all the moves, but you'll definitely be steps ahead when you strut out of the Knick City Dancers boot camp. Spend 2 days of high-energy hot stepping with sensational dancers who'll teach you hip choreography, winning skills, and a whole lot more. Boogie on down to the Knick City Dancers boot camp.
Come on, Knicks fans, get in the mix.
Sports fans, do you think New York is the best sports city? MSG Network and the Sporting News want to know why. It's the MSG Sporting News Best Sports City Contest.
I think any athlete, this is where you want to play.
One lucky winner receives a year's worth of tickets to select New York sporting events.
I love the honesty of the people here in New York. They understand the game.
Just log on to one of the web addresses on your screen and tell us why New York is the best sports city there is. Watch MSG Sports Desk for details. The MSG Sporting News Best Sports City Contest. Enter today.
Well, back here at Yankee Stadium, the kind of numbers that David Cone has over the Expos up to this point, including striking out the side in the third inning, Susan.
He did indeed, and there's Chris Ridger, and on the outside part of the plate, he is no way he's going to hit that. Sets up Andrews the same way, and there's Cabrera, same pitch. All three of them went for the same pitches. 9 up, 9 down for David Cone.
Cone with only 32 pitches in the game so far, and even though that 11-day stint that he went through without pitching except for up in the All-Star game, he seems to be extremely sharp. Hey Yogi, it's my birthday, so signs, a lot of Yogi Berra signs. And while we have time, congratulations to Yogi from Jimmy Brazetti, and also Jimmy Jr. and Dina. On his day here today, they brought by a nice cake, Jimmy did. Wilton Guerrero will be the leadoff batter here in the 4th inning. And also, congratulations, as we look at some more birthdays, it is Joe Torre's birthday. So happy birthday, Joe. Boy, it's a good time to get in all these good birthdays. Let's take a look at our American Express quote book. I feel good because last year we won on my birthday. We haven't won many games on my birthday, but nothing's bad. Bad's going in to happen on Yogi Day. Nothing's bad going to happen on Yogi Day.
And Joe would always talk about years ago, the worst, one of the worst games on his birthday. He was managing, and they had an 11-0 lead, I guess, and lost the game 12-11. Something monstrous like that. And last year was the first year that he'd had a win on his birthday as a manager.
Lazy fly ball into right field. O'Neill has a bead on it. I think that ball carried a little bit further than O'Neill thought it was going to. So 1 out and 10 in a row now that David Cone has set down.
That seemed to get caught up in the wind there, and I think O'Neill thought it was going to be a medium fly ball. Ended up on the warning track, and you can see the wind and the flags picking up there.
Terry Jones will bat. It was Paul O'Neill in the 1st inning that made a heck of a play on a line drive into right center field to rob Jones of a base hit. So the Expos with no hits so far, and Cone has struck out 5 of the 10 that he's faced. Off the end of the bat, that could be back in the stands, and it will be. So the sunshine is now coming out here at Yankee Stadium, and the rain is over with. Just enough rain to settle the dust here. clear out some of the smog and cool the fans off.
That's right. And water the flowers of the tomatoes that are out the bullpen.
Flowers, tomatoes, all around Monument Park. That swung on and missed. Strike 2. Now it's 1-2. There they are. Joe Pignatano over at Shea Stadium, he used to grow the biggest tomato plants, the biggest tomatoes I've ever seen, and I used to go by and steal as many as I could get. Swing and a miss, strike 3. This time Jones is struck out. Number 6 for Cone.
And sets him up, and then goes with the breaking pitch. And look at that pitch and the tail on that. He had no shot at that. Fastball up, and then throws him the breaking pitch. Now that's great. The Yogi Bear case on Yogi Bear.
Such innovative, artistic fans here at Yankee Stadium. And White pops the first pitch up. Another lazy fly ball into right field. And this time the wind brings it in a bit for Paul O'Neill. 3 up, 3 down. 12 in a row for Cone. Yankees in front 5-0.
Great City Subway Race. Okay.
Whoa. In the next life, you'll come back as what you desire most.
Whatever.
Huh?
Hello, nurse.
Look out!
Desire most. Huh? Great. Came back as a pro football player. Was it Snapple? Uh-oh. I'm an iced tea. That stuff is in here.
I'm Reggie White. In all my life, I've had to be tougher than the next guy. After all, it takes a strong, powerful man to do what I do for a living. But I believe it takes even a bigger man to ask for help when life's problems get to be too much. But what's guided me through life's turbulent times has been my personal relationship with God. It's given me hope, it's given me peace, it's given me happiness. If life sometimes gets you down, if it just seems too much at times, there's a book that can start you on your way to a personal relationship with God. It's called Power for Living, and it's an incredible book. It's honest, easy to read, and tells it like it is in helping you get your life back on track. Power for Living. It can show you how to cope with the everyday problems that plague us all.
Power for Living is free. To get your free copy, just call this toll-free number. No obligation, and no one will call. Call now for your free copy of Power for Living.
Call now to start your personal relationship with God.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Roches down from third. Roches makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the third perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
Where will you be when the next great moment happens? Get your tickets now at the Yankee Stadium box office through Ticketmaster. Yankee Clubhouse stores are on the web at www.
Get big savings at Big's Bedrooms during our big summer sale. Save on kids' rooms in our new Big's Kids Gallery. Save on all master bedrooms. You'll pay no interest until 2001, or take an additional 5% off for cash. Adjustable air mattresses, platform beds, futons, and flotation sleep systems are all on sale. That's right, pay no interest until 2001. Look for our ad in the Penny Saver this week. For the best buy in bedrooms this summer, think Big's. Come to Big's Bedrooms. Big's Bedrooms, Central Avenue, Yonkers.
Woodstock 99, with more music by more bands than we have time to show you. And the only place to see them all on TV is pay-per-view. It's only gonna happen once, so don't miss the festival concert of a lifetime. July 23rd, 24th, and 25th, presented by ColumbiaHouse.com, the source for great deals on music.
Perfect mechanically. This time, line down the left field line, and I think he got it on the end of the bat, so it's going to slice foul.
And that was the same breaking pitch that that Brochus swung over the last time, so he had that flopped a little bit better. And there it is. Watch, this is going to break, and it's going to hang up there. And Brochus just a little early on it. Gets around too far and fouls it off. You know, Joe Torre was talking about how he will watch batting practice and see the kinds of swings guys are taking in batting practice, and he says he can usually tell from that when they're about to come out of a slump.
No better guy, Joe Torre. excellent hitter in his own right. This time, Brocious doesn't get the job done, so a strikeout for Vasquez. That's his second.
And that's what they like about Vasquez, a great little tail on that pitch right there. And Brocious was expecting something else in the outside part of the plate and swings right over it.
Well, Chris Chambliss, the Yankee hitting instructor, he's got to be liking what he is seeing out of this offense now. Joe Girardi with a double hit last time up. Joe yesterday with a fine piece of hitting in that Yankee win over Atlanta when he drove one into right center field and also drove in a run.
He was 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. 7 for his last 21.
He and Brocious have a little bit different look in their uniform makeup. They both have those socks way down there. You don't see any white showing, and the pant is pulled up high towards the knee. Maybe making some sort of statement. He is gone.
Maybe just trying to change some luck. That started with Chad Curtis. He started that last year. He did it every now and then. Well, because he did it once, and he told me his little daughter saw it on television and said, "There's Chad Curtis." So he kept him there because his daughter recognized him.
So he stood out.
I guess.
Stood out from everybody else.
Well, and then maybe it becomes a superstition because maybe you get hits if you have the socks down or up.
Well, players do have all kinds of different things that they go through.
And Brocious and Girardi and Chad Curtis, very close friends. Maybe they all decided they'd go with that for a while.
You sure it's not turn back the clock?
I don't know. Maybe in honor of Yogi, turn back to beat the clock. You were talking about Scott Brocious quietly turning his game around. How about Chuck Knobloch, Bobby?
Getting on base. You know, working that strike zone like we have been come accustomed to with Chuck Knobloch, setting the pace for the Yankees up the top of the lineup. He has been on base twice today this afternoon, Susan. He's also scored 1 run.
2-run homer yesterday, 3 for 12 on the homestand. And since Detroit, I have seen such wonderful plays in the field from him. And listening to Steve Sachs talk about his throwing troubles when he was with the Dodgers, it's something that obviously you go through, but you look at Knobloch since the series in Detroit, and he's just been very, very good out there at second base.
Chop pass, no, not past. Andrews with a fine play at third, but Knobloch will beat it out. I didn't think Andrews had a chance to glove that ball, and he got up and made a strong throw to first, and Knobloch beats it out.
Look at the extension gotten by Andrews and how he has the wherewithal to get up a strong throw across the diamond, but Chuck Knobloch got out of that box in a hurry. There's it once again, Shane Andrews. He gets up in a hurry, and he's got a lot on that ball, but Chuck Knobloch gets down there quickly. That's a wonderful play by Andrews. I didn't think there was a shot in the world he was going to get that ball.
A nice pickup by Fulmer at first. I think Vasquez thought they had him. But it was a bang-bang play and a fine play by the third baseman.
That was a terrific play, not letting that ball go by, because that ball is at least a double if it gets by Andrews the way Knobloch is running.
And that gets Jeter up to the plate. This is hit back of second base, but Cabrera is there to make the play, so the Yankees leave a man on here in the 4th inning. We played 4 innings. Tim McCarver will come in to join Susan Waldman. The Yankees in front 5-0.
Carver?
How are you, Susan?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
What a great moment. I should say great moments before the game with Yogi Berra and all the guys. Great interviews you did. Super.
It was great just to see all those guys. We love it when Garagiola shows up, and Rizzuto and Whitey. And
a lot of fun.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero. First pitch from David Cone into left field, and Ricky Leday has it. That's 13 in a row for David Cone. And looking at Cone, Timmy, what do you see? The economy of pitches is unbelievable here.
Yeah, I see a young lineup that is has really no idea about how David Cone's trying to work them, and you're seeing experience against youthful hitters.
His switch hitting Jose Vidro. He's playing second base today. Came in batting .317, 8 homers, 31 RBIs. He grounded to Tino Martinez in the top of the 2nd inning. 5-0 here. A long homer by Ricky Leday.
You never know what's going to happen, Susan, but Bobby Mercer saying in our production meeting today, he said if Cohn's throwing well, this could be a no contest. He didn't say should, but he said it could. So far, it has been.
Misses with that one. Down and away.
Let's see, 13 in a row from the beginning of the game. What is that?
5 hits in the game, all of them belong to the New York Yankees.
Oh.
Okay. 2-2 the count as Vidro fouls that one back. Vidro switch hitter, 3 switch hitters in this very, very young lineup. And he hasn't thrown 3 balls all afternoon. 2-2 the count. Lined into center field. Bernie Williams has a track on it, and he's got it for the second out. That'll bring up first baseman Brad Fulmer.
They haven't hit a ball hard yet.
No.
No line drives at guys. Either fly balls. David Cohn has struck out 6. First 14 retired. Now that would be the coincidence of coincidences. He pitched a perfect game on Yogi Berra Day. Come on.
With Don Larson in the park.
I mean, my gosh. What? Yogi Berra, Don Larson. Now, come on. It can happen, so we just want to look for it, okay?
No, okay, we won't look for it.
All right.
Brad Fulmer, young first baseman. Decent left-handed bat. Actually, it should be a bat off the bench on a more established team, Brad Fulmer. This is with that one. That's a perfect breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 the count.
I'll tell you, David Cohn knows right now what's going on. And the reason for that, with a 5-run lead, he just threw a 1-0 splitter to Brad Fulmer.
That also helps him save his arm come October. This is in trying to get him to go for it. Even if Fulmer had gotten around on that, there's nothing he could do except get it off the fists.
Usually if you have a 5-run lead in the top of the 5th inning, 2 on and nobody out, you're going to throw a fastball 1-0 or 2-0. We'll see what David does here, behind in the count once again. He knows it. He knows it.
Another splitter trying to get Fulmer to go for that splitter once again. The fans know there's 2 strikes here. There goes the 2-strike chair that everybody does at Yankee Stadium when they sense something special's going on. 2-2 the count to first baseman Brad Fulmer. 5-0 Yankees. A 5-run second inning for the Yanks. There's a swing and a pop-up into right center. Bernie Williams coming in, and he's underneath it, and that's the end of the top of the 5th.
Can't happen, can it, Susan?
No,
come on, come on, no way.
Why not? So as we go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-0 Yankees. Into pitch against Paul O'Neill, and he misses down and low. O'Neill's got 2 groundouts, both to the first baseman on the afternoon. That's up and out of the strike zone. So he's behind 2-0 to Paul O'Neill.
Hard thing to get across to young hitters, Susan. Don't be careful. You know, those 2 words are thrown around Major League Baseball too much as far as I'm concerned, with young pitchers in particular.
That's out of the strike zone. Fastball.
I think more young pitchers are scared out of the strike zone. They're intimidated out of the strike zone when they come up. They have more of a tendency to think that Major League hitters do something differently than minor league hitters. You know, they don't. They just do it more consistently.
See, now what I don't understand, Vasquez has gotten O'Neill twice, pitched him on the inner part of the plate, got him to roll the hands over, and got him to ground the ball to the first baseman Fulmer twice, and now he's pitching him on the outside part of the plate. 3-1 the count, foul back. So if you're successful with one thing, why would you have to change it? Just because it's the 3rd time around?
Well, 3rd time through the lineup, you try to do something differently, especially against an experienced hitting team like the Yankees. But the big thing is staying ahead. I mean, I don't care how you get ahead, you've got to get ahead. Too many young pitchers try to make an 0-2 or a 1-2 pitch on the first pitch.
outer part of the plate and fouls it back.
Now, does that mean to lay it right down the pipe? Of course not. David Cohn has a perfect game through 5, but that can't happen. That can't happen today.
Do you think he really needs a jacket on that arm?
No.
Have you ever called a perfect game?
No. I caught a couple of no-hitters. I was fortunate enough for that. Things going right. Bill Stoneman with the Montreal Expos.
There's a swing and a hop.
If you're wondering what to do during these dog days of summer, then think about coming to Peekskill Celebration 99 at beautiful Riverfront Green and Charles Point, August 5th through the 8th. Peekskill Celebration 99 is a Hudson River festival celebrating the best of the valley, featuring music, food, arts and crafts, tall ships, and a spectacular fireworks display. For more information, call 737-3600.
Quezon Auto Mall will beat any advertised price, period.
That's right, any advertised price on all Chevrolets, Oldsmobiles, Jeeps, and over 200 certified pre-owned vehicles.
We're overstocked with 7 acres of cars, trucks, 4x4s, and certified pre-owned automobiles.
Did you hear that? 7 acres of Chevrolets, Oldsmobiles, and Jeeps.
One-stop shopping with the largest selection and guaranteed lowest prices.
So go ahead. You want to waste your time? Shop around. Quezon will beat any advertised price, period.
Race on to Quezon and leave with a happy face on.
Here. And right fielder comes in, backs off Vidro.
But the other no-hitter may have been the best performance by a pitcher in this century on one night. And it wasn't a perfect game. But you know what Rick Wise did in 1971 against Cincinnati? Against the big red machine. He pitched a no-hitter. He beat the Reds 5-0, and in the process hit 2 two-run homers in the game.
Did he really?
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That is pretty good.
I mean, that's 2 years worth.
Wow.
A no-hitter and the starting pitcher hit 2 two-run home runs.
Wow.
Was a wow. Pete Rose made the last out of the game.
Well, now, which did he like better, the no-hitter or the two-run home runs?
I believe it was his only 2 home run game. Rick Wise could hit.
Yeah, he sure could.
David Cohn can pitch. I don't think there's any question about that. I think the no-hitter, that was his only career no-hitter.
Yeah.
But that's a good question, though. I mean, that's...
There's a shot into left field. Rondell White going back, and that ball's carrying a little bit, too, but that is just the 3rd out here. So 1-2-3 for Vasquez, and as we go to the top of the 6th inning, 5-0 Yanks.
The Yanks swing into Chi-Town to battle Frank Thomas and the White Sox after New York Marriott Marquis Scorecard, Tuesday night, right here on MSG.
History-making moments happen at Madison Square Garden. Now you can own unforgettable garden memories, from the fight of the century to the '73 Knicks championship, and the newest sensation, the New York Liberty. The style, the spirit, the glory, the Madison Square Garden Collection. One-of-a-kind or limited editions. Unique, timeless, treasured additions to any collection, reflecting moments forever etched in our minds from the world's most famous arena. And of course, they're authentic, with garden guarantee. The Madison Square Garden Collection. Garden memories you can own forever. Call 201-784-9600 for a free catalog or for more information. The Madison Square Garden Collection. Truly rare memorabilia straight from the garden.
You see David Cohn celebrating Christmas in July so far with a man on the left. 5-0, and that little billboard shows you everything. 5 hits in the game, all of them belong to the Montreal Expos.
Yogi and Carmen Berra don't know it yet, but that's their transportation to Italy. That fellow with that cap on.
Chris Widger, Shane Andrews, and Orlando Cabrera up. And look at, you know what, immediately as Widger swings at that first pitch, Tim, Cone knows he's in control.
Knows he's in control, and now covered David Cone for about 13 years.
And there's a fly ball. Knobloch going back. O'Neill coming in, and Knobloch underneath it, and he grabs it for the out. One down here in the top of the 6th inning.
I can see it in Cone's body language. He's going to be very disappointed at the Expos get a base runner in this game. And obviously, the deeper he goes, David Cone has pitched 3 one-hitters in his career. His last one-hitter coming back in 1994. He's never had a no-hitter.
That brings up third baseman Shane Andrews. Made a tremendous play of a ball that Knobloch had hit that was going right into the corner. Knobloch beat it out. Cone, get the ball and throw it. Get the ball and throw it. He really knows he's on, and he was the first one out. He and Girardi were warming up when everyone else was just walking out of the dugout. There's another ball hit in the air, and Paul O'Neill is under this, shading his eyes for this one, and there's 2 down. Now, the most pitches that David Cone has thrown all afternoon in an inning is 12, Tim. Seven pitches in the 4th inning.
That's your point about David economizing his pitches today, and he's certainly doing that.
Olander Cabrera, another young Montreal Expo. Young shortstop. He struck out in the 3rd inning. That was Cone's 5th strikeout. He's got 5 homers, 28 RBIs. If you look at the Yankee bench. Much concentration. There's a swing and a foul back. Girardi going back. Has he got room? Has he got room? And he's got the out. He's got it. What a play by Girardi.
Can't happen, can it, on Yogi Berra Day?
On Yogi Berra Day with Don Larson here. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Yanks.
When you want to return your car super fast, Hertz Instant Return is exactly what you need. Because sometimes you just can't get home fast enough. Hertz Freedom Rates for AAA members, only $26.99.
My life at 41 years old.
Pick up and drop off anytime. Just keep it over a Saturday night. Hertz will provide the great rates.
Can we go back to the room now?
The rest is up to you.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Grosh's down from 3rd. Grosh's makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the 3rd perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
Where will you be when the next great moment happens? Get your tickets now at the Yankee Stadium box office through Ticketmaster. Yankee Clubhouse stores are on the web at www.yankees.com.
You've got a key to your house. You've got a key to your car. Well, now you've got a key to the pump. Speed Pass from Mobile. It's your personal key to getting in and out of the station fast. Just wave it at the pump, gas up, and go. To get your free Speed Pass, call now, toll free. Mobile Speed Pass is linked to a major credit card or check card you already have. Over 2 million people are already getting gas faster with Mobile Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas.
Why don't we go to a disco?
Perché non andiamo a una discoteca? Why don't we go to a disco?
Il formaggio è troppo morbido. The cheese is too soft.
Il formaggio è troppo morbido. The cheese is too soft.
Ciao.
Guten Tag. Hello.
Guten Tag. Hello. Guten Tag.
New York Lotto. Will you be ready if it happens to you?
5-0 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Okay, Jimmy, did you know this? Among living Yankees, Yogi Berra places 2nd with 2,148 hits. Who's first?
Babe Ruth.
Ah! Johnny Baseball.
Only 5 more hits. How about that?
What an ovation. You know, some people, you just see them and you just well up. He just loved Yogi Berra. And the fans love Don Mattingly. Don and his wife, Kim, here. Boy, it's
That's great.
Javier Vasquez back on the mound, and it's Davis, Leday, and Brocious.
Great times in New York when you had Keith Hernandez, the first baseman for the Mets, and Don Mattingly of the Yankees. I think Don had softer hands, but I think Keith Hernandez had a better throwing arm. A slight edge to Hernandez as a defensive first baseman, but it was awfully close.
Rondell White under that one, and he's got it for the first out. You know, and we've got a new center fielder. James Mouton has moved into center field. And it was one of those things where you had Mattingly and Hernandez, and it really, if you watch Mattingly every single day, that's when you got to realize what a good player he was.
As soft a hands as anybody I've ever seen play first base.
And I kept thinking of all those shortstops that he had. What did Willie Randolph had about 31 shortstops in his career, and all those throws that Donnie just picked out of the dirt very, very easily.
Saved a lot of errors, didn't he?
Sure did. And all of a sudden, Tim McCarver, Ricky Leday is up to 280. He's raised his average about 100 points in the last few weeks. There's a fly ball in the left center. Rondell White going back on the warning track, and he's got it for the second out. Leday hit about the longest home run we've seen around here in a while into the exits in the upper deck. That'll bring up Scott Brocious. Brocious was hit by a pitch in the second inning and struck out in the fourth. Brocious also getting his average up, now up to 263 on the year. In the dirt for a ball. We figure it's not the Sox, though.
No, no. Being a Yankee player, no Yankee player would ever admit to anything being the Sox.
No. No, that's right. Nor is it a set superstition.
No.
Foul back for a strike. He's right on that fastball, and you can see Brocious frustrated with himself. He wanted that pitch.
Yeah, that was very, very hittable in the middle of the plate. Vasquez has pitched very well, with the exception of that one inning when the Yankees scored 5. You could see that killer instinct look in the eyes of David Cone.
6 perfect innings for David Cone, if you're just joining us. Sitting there very quietly, and look at the concentration. You saw it in his eyes when he looked up. Look at it. Look at his eyes. 2-1 the count to Brocious, and there's a foul back. High fastball, got underneath, got a piece of it, and fouled it back.
Susan, it was David Cone during David Wells' perfect game, May 17th of last year, before he went out in the 9th inning. He said, walk somebody, will you?
Wells had also said, what should I do now? And he said, break out the knuckler.
That's right.
2-2 count to Brocious, and there's a grounder to second base. Picks it up over to Fulmer and gets him for a step. Dropped the ball, but picked it up, and David Cone, first one out. They're not even off the field yet, and David Cone coming up. 6 perfect innings. We go to the top of the 7th, 5-0 Yanks.
Having fun yet? Get to the Wiz Summer of Fun. Buy all the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff free with select purchases.
How much for the room?
The fun is back, only at the Wiz.
Which stocks will outperform the S&P 500 over the next year? Every summer, Solomon Smith Barney's research department reviews the picks of our analysts, including our 36 analysts selected as 1999 Wall Street Journal All-Stars. The result is our 10-plus stock list, the 15 stocks we believe will beat the S&P 500 over the next 12 months. To see which stocks made this year's list, call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 239, for your free special report. You'll see which of these stocks we believe offer the most earnings potential, the highest yields, and which will benefit from developing trends. Our 10-plus stock list has had an average return of 35% over the last 5 years, beating the S&P 500 each year. Get your special report today. It's free, it's timely, it's insightful. Call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 239 now. Solomon Smith Barney. Success is earned.
Guy is relentless. I mean, you know, he'll go anywhere and most any lengths to get a story.
Everywhere I go, I see this guy. He's like a private investigator.
We find we have to protect the athletes from Fooch.
They know that he's going to ask the tough question. They know that he's not going to back down. They know that he's not going to take no for an answer.
Fooch is calling collect. Would you accept the call?
Yeah, I'll accept.
Davey!
Did you get Ewing?
No, he wouldn't talk.
More angles, more insight. MSG, it's more than just a game.
Well, read it. We're in the top of the 7th inning. David Cone has a perfect game. And
if you're wondering what to do during these dog days of summer, then think about coming to Peekskill Celebration 99 at beautiful Riverfront Green and Charles Point, August 5th through the 8th. Peekskill Celebration 99 is a Hudson River festival celebrating the best of the valley, featuring music, food, arts and crafts, tall ships, and a spectacular fireworks display. For more information, call 737-3600.
Get big savings at Big's Bedrooms during our big summer sale. Save on kids' rooms in our new Big's Kids Gallery. Save on all master bedrooms. You'll pay no interest until 2001, or take an additional 5% off for cash. Adjustable air mattresses, platform beds, futons, and flotation sleep systems are all on sale. That's right, pay no interest until 2001. Look for our ad in the Penny Saver this week. For the best buy in bedrooms this summer, think Big's. Come to Big's Bedrooms. Big's Bedrooms, Central Avenue, Yonkers.
silence is deafening before the pitch.
That's a good way of putting it. There's no doubt about that. And once the pitch is thrown or an out is made, I mean, it's just like the Yankees have won.
0-2.
You could see it in Cone's eyes and also his body motion that he is very determined right now. And, you know, from a pitcher standpoint, you know, and he knows that he's got the good feel of the baseball and good command of the strike zone.
Just outside, 1-2 to Wilton Guerrero.
Wow.
Out of play. It's interesting to note that Scott Brosius is still playing even with the bag at third base, even though there are 2 strikes on Guerrero.
You mentioned Guerrero's speed. You'd have to guard against the fact that if he just chops one down there, obviously he's not going to be bunting, I wouldn't think, with 2 strikes, but just chopping. But every infielder, every outfielder definitely on their toes on every pitch now.
Still 1-2 to Guerrero.
The fans are so into it that they're even booing themselves when they miss a fly ball in the stands.
Brosius, 19 in a row. Nice call, partner.
Well, you brought it up, Brosius said, but at this point in the game, like we mentioned, every infielder, every outfielder, they are playing every angle that they can play. They're on their toes. A nice play made by Brosius.
If Brosius is back, that ball could have been a base hit and probably would have been a base hit. James Mouton, his first at bat, in there for Terry Jones, the center fielder. Outside corner, strike 1. In a row retired by David Cone. 0-2, and Mouton's going to see that pitch again. He did see it again and fouled it back. Still 0-2.
Mouton with a weird stance at home plate. You don't see these types of stances that much. He He's got the wide open stance with Arabu looking on, obviously enjoying this wide open stance, and then barrels into the ball, steps way into the ball. Andy with a nice job yesterday.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Mouton.
I'll tell you how Cone is on right now. Even when he misses, it's only by an eyelash.
Got him! 20 in a row.
Well, you take a look at it. We talked about Mouton driving towards the plate, and that pitch way out of the strike zone. There's no way that they could lay off of it. Very sharp on every pitch, David Cone is right now.
Rondell White has twice flied out. Ball 1. David Cone has a perfect game. Middle of the 7th, and who better to bring in but a man who pitched the perfect game to Yogi Berra here on Yogi Berra Day. 5-0 Yankees.
In the next life, you'll come back as what you desire most.
Whatever.
Huh?
Hello, nurse.
Look out!
Desire most.
Huh? Great. Came back as a pro football player. Was it Snapple? Uh-oh. I'm an iced tea. That stuff is in here.
Purchase tickets to the Life Path Long Island Classic. Call 516-674-GOLF.
It's timeless, like her beauty. Ageless, like her smile. And like your love, everlasting. Is there any other way to show your love was meant to last a lifetime? Well, you could tell her. Then with the same 13 grand, she could have over $60,000 for her retirement. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
What's this dance called?
It's the El Duque.
Hey, Connie, why don't you have a dance?
Boy, is this fun. Our 7th inning, Lexus game summary. Ricky Leday, a 2-run home run. Derek Jeter, a 2-run home run. David Cone has been perfect through 7. Let's flash back to the next to last perfect game pitched in this ballpark. And the only World Series game. Dale Mitchell, the batter. strike on the outside part, and the guy who started and finished that game is with us, Don Larson, as Joe Girardi takes ball 1 from Vasquez. Well,
how you doing?
How can you be so calm?
Doing?
Yeah. Well, I can remember after the 7th inning, I mentioned something to Mickey about it in the clubhouse.
Oh, you did?
In the dugout.
Is that right? What'd you say?
I just told him, I said, look at the scoreboard. Wouldn't it be something, 2 more innings to go?
You did. I mean, that's supposed to be taboo, though, mentioning the no-hitter.
I don't care. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't believe in jinxes. But when I said that, everybody, it's like I had the plague. They wouldn't sit by me. They wouldn't talk to me. The only time I was happy when I was out pitching.
Even Mickey left, right?
Oh, he wouldn't talk to me. Nobody would.
Girardi fouls it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So they talk to David Cone? Nope.
Probably not. They're afraid to say anything to him.
Cone has struck out 8. He has retired 21 in a row. High with the slider is Vasquez. 2-2 to Joe Girardi. All the Yankees scoring came in the 2nd inning, when New York scored 5 times, 2 2-run homers, 1 by Ricky Leday, 1 by Derek Jeter. Full count now to Girardi. Don, David Wells called you last year sometime after the perfect game?
No, Arthur Richmond called me at home from the clubhouse after the game, and I talked with David for maybe 10, 15 seconds. He was pretty busy naturally, so at least I had a chance to say hello to him and wish him luck.
And you guys went to the same high school.
Well, we graduated from the same school.
Unbelievable.
Not the same time, though.
Yeah. Oh, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
How appropriate would it be? I mean, today, Yogi Berra Day, and you threw out the opening pitch this afternoon before the start of this game, and Yogi caught it, commemorating that 1956 perfect game that you pitched in the World Series. I thought Yogi was going to come out and jump on you like he did.
He couldn't make it that high, and if he did, we'd both been on the ground.
Oh, boy.
That was quite a day.
Seems like only a designated hitter can talk to the pitcher. No regular players, right? Chili Davis talking to David.
Whatever he's talking about, they're not saying much.
High and outside to Chuck Knobloch. 1-0 to Chuck.
When you are pitching that perfect game, Don, does the ball just feel perfect to you, and you so are zoned in on the strike zone?
Well, it's sort of like David's working today. He's making some darn good pitches. He's throwing the ball where the catcher, pretty darn close to where the catcher wants it all the time. And I can't remember any real tough plays yet.
Well, I think there was only one tough play, and that was the second batter in the 1st inning when Terry Jones lined out to Paul O'Neill in right field. He kind of made a soft liner, but it was a pretty good play by O'Neill.
Slider on the corner to Knobloch. It's 1-2 to Chuck.
Seems like when Cone is missing today, even when he's missing out of the strike zone, it's only by an eyelash. Yep. I mean, he is right there.
He's got pretty good control of all his pitches today.
Splitter, breaking ball, fastball. Any good plays in the game you threw back in '56?
Yeah, there were a couple dandies. Mickey caught Hodges' ball in deep left center. Of course, it had been a home run now. I was glad he was out there. Mickey wasn't the greatest outfielder, but he could sure run like a deer.
Tracked down all his mistakes with his speed, right?
Yeah. I made, like, the game went fast for me, and I never had such good control. And Yogi, was perfect behind the plate, too. And, before you know it, you're in the 7th, 8th inning, for God's sake. You don't know what's going on. I didn't know it was a perfect game until after they told me in the clubhouse.
Did you shake him off at all in that game?
No, I may have just one time just for, maybe trying to confuse the batter or something like that. Yeah, make him think a little bit more than I was.
Now, did you and Yogi talk in between innings?
No.
You didn't talk?
Didn't hardly say anything to nobody.
And obviously he never came out to the mound.
Nope. Like I said, it went pretty fast.
Still 2-2 to Chuck Knobloch. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning. David Cone has retired the first 21 Expos to face him. How about the ceremonies in general today? That was really nice.
No, I was glad I was a little part of it. Yogi deserves it all. And it's sure great to see all the other guys here, too.
Gil McDougall.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see those gentlemen too often, so it was very pleasant.
There's a strike on the inside corner. Normally a pitcher will not get that pitch.
looked like a backup breaking ball, and it fooled Knobloch. And so once that happens, you commit. There's no way you can swing at it. Not to bring life to anything, but did you come over on the Yogi Berra boat?
No.
From New Jersey?
No, I didn't even know they had that facility.
There's about 300 of them came over by boat here to Yankee Stadium.
That's sort of a nice little trip.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter, a 2-run homer. His second time up, he's 1 for 3. That was home run number 16, RBIs number 63 and 4.
You've had a chance to see Jeter quite a few times now, Don. He really has improved the last 2 or 3 years.
It sure seems like that. He's very patient. He's a strong kid, too. He's durable. He's going to be around a while.
Yes, he is. He's made some adjustments, and that's, you know, pitcher, batter, pitcher. You have to make those adjustments throughout your career. Last year, you used to bang him inside with the fastball. He'd go the opposite way. Now he's able to turn those wrists over.
I was surprised he's had 16 home runs. That's quite a bit, too.
He only had 19 all of last year.
All of last year?
Mm-hmm. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeter. Punch foul, still 1 and 2.
He does that very well. He's able to cover the plate. You know, ball out over the plate the way. In fact, the better part of his hitting was going to the opposite field up until this year when he worked on turning those wrists over and being able to line that ball inside the hard stuff down the left field line.
Popped up, shallow left. Cabrera, the shortstop, and the Yankees go in order. It has been a perfect day. First Yogi Berra, now David Cone. We'll be back after this.
The Yanks swing into Chi-Town to battle Frank Thomas and the White Sox after New York Marriott Marquis Scorecard Tuesday night, right here on MSG.
Once there was a time movie theaters were part of the community. Hello everyone, I'm Nick Clooney, and if you're like me, you remember them as elegant places, special places. Always close by, always somewhere you felt comfortable, taking the entire family. And the movies, these were quality films, real entertainment. It's good to know that some things haven't changed. Clearview Cinemas, we bring neighbors to the movies.
Boy, when I'm not playing baseball, I'm definitely not playing baseball. I think my favorite hobby is golf. I love the water. I'm from Jamaica. Me and the Sharks, we got a real good understanding. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. I own a lot of mountain bikes. I didn't buy any of them. They're all free. I am from Jamaica. I love reggae. One day, why? You never miss the water till the well runs dry, you know.
More angles, more insight. MSG is more than just a game.
Madison Square Garden presents the Chase Championships of the WTA Tour. Chase is the Women's Tennis World Championship, and only the top 16 players compete. The championships start November 15th, but don't wait. The best seats are available right now. Call 212-465-6521 for tickets and information. That's 212-465-6521.
43 years ago, Don Larson pitched a perfect game in the World Series, the only postseason perfect game. And our thanks to him for joining us. David Wells, last year, a perfect game here at Yankee Stadium on May 17th. And today, David Cone. And what a tandem right there. 21 in a row. Top of the 8th, and the dangerous Vladimir Guerrero, the batter. Up, playable. Girardi, 1 out.
Middle of the order, Guerrero probably, well, is the best hitter of the middle of this order coming up here in the 8th inning with Vidro now batting. But Cone, you could just see it, you can feel it.
Jose Vidro, the second baseman. Outside, ball 1. With a 5-run lead, forget about Cone giving in. He's already proven he will not. Breaking balls behind the hitter, you bet. Splitter low, 2-0.
I can't remember the last time that Cone was behind in the count on any hitter in this game.
Hard, Knobloch. 2 outs.
We talked about the infielders being on their toes. I can't remember the last time that Knobloch set himself and threw a seed back to Tino Martinez from second base.
That's a very good point, Bobby.
What a play by Chuck Knobloch, and he is coming on. Watch him set himself and then throw the ball hard over there. That's what they've been trying to get him to do for a long time.
Brad Fulmer, the first baseman. Strike 1. Strike 2. 0-2 to Fulmer. In a row by David Cone. Nothing Yankees.
We started out a pretty small business, but it sure wasn't small to us. We needed help, financial help. That's just what we got from the people at American Express Small Business Services. We got equipment financing for bigger stoves and faster computers, a line of credit to keep our cash flow flowing, plus the buying power to help our business grow. 1-800-SUCCESS was the best call we ever made. Like my father says, you can do anything you set your mind to, but you can't do it alone. He's right.
We brought you Dodge Caravan, the most innovative minivan in history, the best-selling minivan in history, and the most copied minivan in history. Now here's what's new from the new Dodge. The Dodge Summer Clearance with a $1,000 cash allowance on Caravan that lowers your price to just $17,785. Or buy Caravan with low 1.9 financing. What's new from the new Dodge? Just catch the Dodge Summer Clearance.
You've got a key to your car. Well, now you've got a key to the pump. Speed Pass from Mobil. It's your personal key to getting in and out of the station fast. Just wave it at the pump, gas up, and go. To get your free Speed Pass, call now, toll free. Mobil Speed Pass is linked to a major credit card or check card you already have. Over 2 million people are already getting gas faster with Mobil Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas.
Vasquez all the way for the Expos. Remember, this game was delayed by rain for about 35 to 40 minutes. So there was a rain delay. Unusual happenings here at Yankee Stadium. As far as tickets are concerned, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Montreal will be back. Tampa Bay on Wednesday night, and then we'll be on the air at 12 o'clock Thursday. All fans 14 and under receive batting gloves courtesy of Bell Atlantic Mobile. Tickets available at stadium ticket windows. Ticketmaster, you can call 212-307-1212, www.yankees.com. And that dot in the center right there is a 0. That's right. Through 8 innings, David Cone has not allowed a base runner. 24 in a row, and here's Paul O'Neill, strike 1.
Well, I didn't think it could get any more exciting than what happened on Yogi Berra Day at the presentation with all the great guys here. And Joe Girardi certainly looks like he is determined.
1-1 to Paul O'Neill. Well, Yogi has already had it rain today to cool things off, right?
He cooled it down. He settled the dust.
He's got the direct line to heaven, doesn't he?
Well, he's going to see the Pope. I know that.
That's right.
He's got a trip to Italy, and he gets an audience with the Pope.
That's pretty close. Grounded hard. Fair ball down the right field line. If the Yankees can tack on a few more, it'll give Cone even more breathing room. O'Neill with a double.
With that hit, O'Neill extends his hitting streak to 11 games. Paul has been swinging the bat much better here the last 7-8 days. Gallant effort by Fulmer down the first baseline. You have to watch that carom in right field and also left field. So Vladimir up with the ball, and he makes it fairly close at second base. I don't think O'Neill thought it was going to be that close, and then all of a sudden, boom, the ball is there. But
bang, bang.
He gets there underneath the tag.
Here's Bernie Williams. Bernie 0 for 3. 5-0 Yankees. David Cone has not allowed a base runner through 8 innings. 8 strikeouts. Ball to Bernie. Only 4 ground ball outs out of the 24 outs recorded by David Cone. The rest have been air outs or strikeouts. 2-0. The New York Yankees pitchers through this millennium have thrown 8 no-hitters. Bobby Ayala warming for Montreal. The first in 1917, and of course the perfect game by David Wells last May 17th. Grounded in the center field by Bernie Williams. O'Neill scores. It's now 6-0 Yankees. RBI number 55 for Williams, and that'll bring up Tino Martinez, and it looks like a move will be made by Felipe Alou.
Now Felipe out on his way to the mound, and he is going to make a move. Vasquez, to his credit, after the second inning, he really settled down up until the 8th inning here.
He did.
And he pitched well. He showed signs of being able to locate his pitches, change pitches, and work the hitters over. But it was the second inning was so disastrous for him when the Yankees came up with 5. So pitching change here at the stadium, and we'll be back. Stay with us.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Grosh's down from third. Grosh's makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the 3rd perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
Where will you be when the next great moment happens? Get your tickets now at the Yankee Stadium box office through Ticketmaster. Yankee Clubhouse stores are on the web at www.yankees.com.
Golf great Gary Player is returning to Long Island August 2nd through 8th to defend his title at the Light Path Long Island Classic. Many of your favorite senior PGA Tour professionals will be there too. So call 516-674-GOLF for tickets and come on down to the magnificent Meadowbrook Club. It's a great golf course and you'll have a lot of fun. When it's all over, we'll give a nice big check to Schneider's Children's Hospital, where they make so many beautiful children well again.
Having fun yet? Get to the Wiz Summer of Fun. Buy all the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff. Free with select purchases.
How much for the room?
The fun is back. Only at the Wiz.
Hold your hand even higher and into the fire we go.
Lies. Torture.
just your typical New York romance. The Scarlet Pimpernel, Broadway's most intriguing musical. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 212-307-4100.
The grass is maintained, it's cut twice a day. Like 85% of the game's in, like I said, one form of the dirt or another. This clay here is from St. Louis. It's supposed to be 22 inches to the back of the rubber, 6 inches across and 6 inches in front. Got it down to about an inch and an eighth at this point. A good pitcher makes a good mound, and a good team makes a great field. And we happen to have both right now.
More angles, more insight. MSG, it's more than just a game.
The 1998 New York Yankees. Rarely has a baseball team so completely dominated an entire season. Now you can own the video that captures all the action. Call 1-800-637-8172 to order the official video story. Hologram Video and MSG Network present the 1998 Yankees, the season of their lives. Follow your favorite team from spring training to the ticker tape parade. Call 1-800-637-8172. Don't miss your chance to own this very special collector's video. Only $13.95 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-800-637-8172.
David Cone started thinking about the possibility of a perfect game after he retired the middle of the order in the 5th inning. And he allowed himself to really believe after Chuck Knobloch's sparkling defensive play in the 8th. The crowd was beside themselves by this point, but they really sensed something early on. They were on their feet all day and provided an electric atmosphere out at Yankee Stadium, something that Cone picked up on. We pick it up again now in the 8th.
And here's Tino Martinez. Tino is 1 for 2. He walked and scored a run in the 2nd inning. We told you to call your friends. That gentleman taking us literally. David Cone has a perfect game through 8 innings. Due up for the Expos, the bottom of the order in the top of the 9th. Popped up. Brad Fulmer could not find the ball. He finds it now, but it's back into the stands. 0-1 to Tino Martinez. Top of the 9th inning, Chris Widger, the catcher, Shane Andrews, the 3rd baseman, and the 24-year-old Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop. They will be the hitters against David Cone. One and 1 to Martinez. Nobody out with Bernie Williams on at first base. 6-0 Yankees.
Well, talking about the no-hitters. The last no-hitter thrown in Major League Baseball.
Grounded through on the right side. Williams will stop at second. 1st and 2nd and nobody out.
Jose Jimenez of St. Louis on June the 25th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jose Jimenez. JJ.
Or HH. J, of course, pronounced as an H in Espanol. Chili Davis, the batter. Chili 1 for 2. Matter of fact, I said Tino Martinez was 1 for 2. I erred in saying that. He's now 1 for 4. It was Chili Davis who's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. The Yankees scoring 5 in the 2nd. They have 1 across here in the 8th inning. Bernie Williams on at second base. Tino Martinez at first. There are none out. And you can just imagine the impatience here at Yankee Stadium with all the fans. And kind of torn between, they want more offense, but they'd rather see what David Cone's going to do in the top of the 9th.
In due respect, too, if the Yankees have a long inning batting around, that's more time for David Cone to sit on the Yankee bench or walk around, but more time for him to obviously think about it. And I'm sure if you ask David Cone what his preference would be, he'd like to get back out there and get this job done, get it over with.
We've already had a pitching change in this inning. That takes time. 2 balls and 1 strike to Chili Davis. Again, figured into the equation as you look at Vasquez. This game had a 40-minute rain delay in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So David Cone, if he can be used to it, is used to the Yankees being out for a long time. Fouled near the photographer's well at third base. 2-2 to Davis.
Nobody is being pulled since Bobby Ayala was brought into this game. Tino Martinez, in fact, the first pitch that Ayala threw to him, he just missed it. It was a little up in the strike zone. He eventually got a base hit to right field, and Chile having some good swings against Bobby Ayala.
Three and two now to Chili Davis. Look for the runners to run with the Yankees up 6-0 here in the 8th.
And one of the traits against Bobby Ayala is pitching behind in the count a lot of times, throwing a lot of balls.
Yankees not running, and the ground ball to second base could be 2 and is a double play. So Joe Torre probably calling off the dogs, not wanting the Montreal Expos perhaps to think he was running with a 6-run lead. That may have been in Joe's thinking then. Normally 3-2, you run anyway, it's almost automatic, but not to do it is glaring in the fact that they didn't then.
Well, a couple of bright spots on this young Expo ball club is the second baseman Vidro and Cabrera and how they play defensively.
Ricky Leday opened the scoring for the Yankees in the second inning with a 2-run bomb to right field. And I mean, it was smoke. High and far.
In between when I had the time off and you and Susan were on here, I was talking to Red Foley, that is. He's been around Yankee Stadium for an awful long time, and I was asking him about the home run in that section up there, which is, I don't remember that many balls ever being hit in that area. Of course, Mickey hit one off the facade in the old stadium. He said, you know, maybe 5, 6. I said 5 or 6, and the whole time that you've been here, which covers probably 45, maybe 50 years. So that just goes to show you what kind of home run Leday hit.
The gentleman on the left pitched the first perfect game here at Yankee Stadium. The gentleman on the right has been perfect through 8 innings today. He has struck out 9. 4 Expos have grounded out, and there have been 11 air outs. Off the glove of Ayala. Nice play, Vidro to get him. Are you impatient? So are we.
You can never be sure when you'll witness history, but if you're not there, you can be sure that you won't. Get out there. The Yankees take on the Indians July 23rd through the 25th. July 23rd, fans 21 and over receive a keyring bottle opener courtesy of Anheuser-Busch. July 24th is Pin Day, courtesy of the Balfour Tharp Company. And on July 25th, fans 14 and under receive a dynamic imaging magnet courtesy of Kodak. Tickets to the Light Path Long Island Classic. Call 516-674-GOLF.
Which stocks will outperform the S&P 500 over the next year? Every summer, Solomon Smith Barney's research department reviews the picks of our analysts, including our 36 analysts selected as 1999 Wall Street Journal All-Stars. The result is our 10-plus stock list, the 15 stocks we believe will beat the S&P 500 over the next 12 months. To see which stocks made this year's list, call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 239, for your free special report. You'll see which of these stocks we believe offer the most earnings potential, the highest yields. and which will benefit from developing trends. Our 10-plus stock list has had an average return of 35% over the last 5 years, beating the S&P 500 each year. Get your special report today. It's free, it's timely, it's insightful. Call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 239 now. Solomon Smith Barney. Success is earned.
Yankees Flashback, David Cohn's Perfect Game, presented by Snapple. Snapple Natural Beverages, made from the best stuff on earth.
If you're just joining us, too bad. "24 in a row retired by David Cohn." The catcher, Chris Widger, will lead it off here in the 9th inning. He has struck out and popped to second. Strike one. Strike two. One out. The pinch hitter for Shane Andrews is Ryan McGuire. Ten strikeouts by Cohn. He's retired 25 in a row. Strike one. Just outside, 1-1.
That's what we were talking about. When he does miss, it's only by an eyelash. That's how in tune he is with the strike zone and his pitches.
Ball two, 2-1. He has not had a 3-ball count this afternoon. It's 2 balls and a strike to Ryan McGuire, pinch hitting for Shane Andrews. Two and two.
If I remember, in the David Wells game, he had at least 2 3-ball strikes in that game on hitters.
Fly ball, left field, Leday. 2 outs. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I don't know what happened there other than the fact that there's a lot of pressure not only on David Cohn but also the infielders and outfielders. And it appeared that he lost the ball. You can see the sunglasses are down and he lost the ball somewhere up above, right center, right up above the Yankee Stadium. No harm done, though. Man, oh, man.
Orlando Cabrera. 0 for 2 this afternoon. No kidding. One strike. Outside, ball one, 1-1. Popped up and playable. Gracious. A perfect game by David Cone.
There is nobody loved more on this Yankee ball club, despite the perfect game, than David Cone. He is the spokesperson for this ball club. Brian Cashman, the general manager, looking on. They respect him. They love him. And what a deal the Yankees made when they brought David Cone to New York Yankee Stadium.
Here at Yankee Stadium on Yogi Berra Day. The festivities started with tears and backslapping, and it ends with tears and backslapping.
And Tim, this game was started today with the first pitch being thrown by Don Larson to Yogi Berra to commemorate 1956 when Larson pitched the only perfect game in postseason history, and it was started today by that pitch. You got to have a special feeling for Joe Girardi, and I know you guys feel as much a part of that. You were involved in calling a couple of no-hitters of your own, not perfect games, but a couple of no-hitters. So you got to imagine what Joe Girardi's going through now, the jubilation.
But you know what? I can't imagine that. After retiring the first 26 men, Orlando Cabrera pops out, and Don Larson, the first to ever pitch a perfect game at Yankee Stadium, watches the last guy who pitched a perfect game at Yankee Stadium clinch it.
Has this been a perfect day or what? You can only feel the emotion and the pride being here in New York and being a part of this great franchise. And these things are happening. Second year in a row, we've had a perfect game thrown here at Yankee Stadium. And David Cone will etch his name into that perfect game book.
Bronx. A perfect game by David Cone on Yogi Berra Day. We will be back, and we hope to get David Cone for an interview. Please don't go away.
In the next life, you'll come back as what you desire most.
Whatever. Hello, nurse.
Look out! Desire most.
Huh? Great. Came back as a pro football player. Was it Snapple? Uh-oh. I'm an iced tea. That stuff is in here.
We started out a pretty small business, but it sure wasn't small to us. We needed help, financial help. That's just what we got from the people at American Express Small Business Services. We got equipment financing for bigger stoves and faster computers, a line of credit to keep our cash flow flowing, plus the buying power to help our business grow. 1-800-SUCCESS was the best call we ever made. Like my father says, you can do anything you set your mind to, but you can't do it alone. He's right.
If you can't get enough Yankee baseball, there's only one place to be. No one brings you Yankee baseball like MSG.
Season's in full swing. Steve Sachs and Kevin Kennedy take you between the lines and into the zone.
No bullpen, no championships.
It's baseball coverage all season long. What a cannon! Catch Fox Sports News primetime, midnights on MSG.
Boy, when I'm not playing baseball, I'm definitely not playing baseball. I think my favorite hobby is golf. I love the water. I'm from Jamaica. Me and the Sharks, we got a real good understanding. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. I own a lot of mountain bikes. I didn't buy any of them. They're all free. I am from Jamaica. I love reggae. One day, why? You never miss the water till the well runs dry, you know.
More angles, more insight. MSG is more than just a game.
77 WABC is testing the new Rocky Allen Showgram. Take the Rocky test tomorrow morning on 77 WABC. Guaranteed to make even New Yorkers laugh.
No soup for Rocky. Next!
Well, most New Yorkers.
Welcome back to our very special and historic Yankees flashback, David Cone's Perfect Game, presented by Snapple. And so it was, a perfect game on a perfect Sunday afternoon in the Bronx. The Yankees are the first and only team ever to throw back-to-back perfect games in consecutive seasons. How will they top this? After the game, Cone was with Susan Waldman.
Congratulations, and let's talk a little bit about that. I want to start at the beginning, because what we were noticing first on the broadcast, and McCarver and Mercer kept talking about it, you were so zoned in. There was one inning where you threw 7 pitches. You were just throwing breaking balls ahead in the count. You were doing everything, so you knew you were on today.
Well, I knew, early in the game, I know Paul O'Neill made a great play in the first inning, and then, struck out the side the next inning. And then we had the rain delay, and that worried me a little bit. But coming back from the rain delay, I still felt good, and we got the big lead, so I could just kind of rear back and let it go.
When do you know that you've got that kind of stuff? I noticed you a couple of times out on the mound before Montreal even got into the dugout. Do you know you just want to keep it going? You just want to keep it going?
Yeah, you do. You want to keep it going. That's kind of my style. I like to get out there and get as many warm-up pitches as I can. But I knew after 5 innings, you kind of notice what's going on. In the 6th inning, I said, I'm not going to allow myself to think about it, and I had a real quick 6th inning, almost all fastballs, and then you get into the 7th and 8th and 9th, and boy, from there, you're just, you don't know what to think.
There were some incredible plays, and I think we've got a couple of them. The one with Paul O'Neill early in the game, yes. And let's see if we can see if you can make a comment on that.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I don't want to walk anybody, and that's a fastball right down the middle, really a little up. And Paul made a nice jump and a nice play on it, because that ball gets by, that might be a triple, because that kid's got a lot of speed.
And of course, in the 8th inning, all right, here it goes.
2-0 count, and I said, I'm just going to go right after him. What a great play by Nobby and a great throw. I mean, he's played great defense the last few games, and I tell you what, that's the play of the game right there.
It's also amazing that this kid, when the game is on the line or something like that, he comes up with that kind of play after what he's gone through all year.
Well, it really has, and it kind of came to a head when he. I thought he was a stand-up guy, and he came up and said, "Yes, I finally do have a little bit of a problem. I'm going to work hard." And since that point, he's had no problems at all.
Now, upstairs in our booth are Tim McCarver and Bobby Mercer, and in the production meeting before the game, Mr. Mercer, what did you say about Mr. Cohn today?
Well, I was talking, first of all, David, congratulations. Really, I'm proud to be a part of this history-making event here at Yankee Stadium, and a great job done by you.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that coming from you.
But listen, I don't know. I know it had been 11 days since you had pitched, except for that one inning up at Fenway during the All-Star game. And it just seemed like that today, with the Montreal Expos coming in with this young, inexperienced ball club, and a David Cohn who has precision control that can change speeds and all that these guys would be swinging and wailing at all kinds of pitches way out of the strike zone, and it really kind of turned out to be that way, and you really took advantage of it.
Well, yeah, coming in, I kind of knew, that they were a free-swinging team, and I knew I'd probably have to try to get ahead and then expand the strike zone. But once we got that big lead, we had 5 runs to work with. I just really relaxed, and I just zoned in, and 88 pitches. I can't remember the last time. I've had 9 innings and 88 or 90 some odd pitches.
David, Tim McCarver here. Congratulations, and it's about time.
Thank you, Timmy. I appreciate that. I know you've seen me come close a few times and blow it late, and I tell you what, I wasn't satisfied until Brocious almost caught the last pop-up. I mean, I knew it was an out, but if you saw my reaction, until he almost caught the ball, I wasn't gonna relax.
Susan and I were on. Bobby was in the wings in the 5th inning when you faced Brad Fulmer. You threw a 1-0 and a 2-1 splitter to him, and I thought with 2 out and nobody on, 5-run lead, you're close. You had the feeling then. Is that right? Or
well, I really did. I kind of fought the feeling. If you notice, I went out for the 6th and I threw almost all fastballs and had a real quick inning. And I said, I'm not gonna try to get cute right now. And I know my pitch count's low. And in order for me to finish this thing, I'm gonna have to get through the 6th and 7th innings in a pretty quick fashion. And I was able to do that. The quick 6th inning, I think, was a big key to the game for me.
Hey, David, Bobby Mercer again. Let me ask you about the 8th inning. The Yankees were mounting an offense, and it looked like they had a pitching change. Tim and I were talking about it, more time being taken in that inning. You're sitting in the dugout, and you're just waiting for 3 more outs. It had to be a very intense time for you, and I said, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I said to Tim, he probably, if he had his preference, he would like for these guys to make the out so he can get out there and get the job done.
Well, that's really true, Bobby. I know I was kind of pacing up in the clubhouse, and then Chili Davis is a close friend of mine, but I've never been happier to see him hit into a double play. I'll tell you that. So I won't admit that to Chili, but when he hit into that double play, I said, okay, here we go. I've got a chance.
David, there are a lot of things. Last question from me. What do you think David Wells would have told you when you went out to the 9th inning then?
Oh, he would have been all over me, because I was all over him trying to keep him loose. And actually, Chili said a couple of things to me. He came out to warm me up, I think, in the 7th or 8th inning, and he said, you can go ahead and let it go now. I got my mask on, and I used to be a catcher in the minor league, so Chili was there to kind of break the ice for me, and actually when I got into Joe Torre's office, Boomer was on the phone, so I've already talked to Boomer, and he was very gracious and welcomed me to the club.
How nice that is. Congratulations again, David. We're proud to be a part of it.
Congratulations, David.
Thanks, Bobby and Timmy.
Thanks, guys. I got a special question for you because you are such a student of history. I'm telling you, Yogi Day, Don Larson in the building, split screen, you, Don Larson, everyone standing. What does this feel like? Is there a way you can talk about this whole day and what this is?
Well, yeah, obviously the pregame ceremonies are great. When you see Yogi come out in the Thunderbird and you see all the great players. To see Don Mattingly again, I thought was a real nice thing. I thought he got one of the biggest ovations, so it was nice to see Donnie. And then, you just get that feeling warming up. There's no no other place in baseball where this sort of thing happens. And then, you know, and then when Knobloch made the great play late in the game, I thought maybe, you know, maybe there is something to this sort of Yankee aura going on today.
Did you know that Don Larson was here and watching every pitch and sitting up in the booth?
Sure, I saw him. I knew he was here. I knew Yogi was here. I knew the mayor was here. So, you know, it really was. I mean, after Knobloch made that play, I started to think, maybe this is my day. Maybe there's something to this, this magic or this mystique about Yankee Stadium and all these great legends.
Those are the thoughts of David Cone, who threw just 88 pitches and making quick work of the Montreal Expos, who went 1, 2, 3, 9 times. We'll be back with some final thoughts right after this.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Roches down from third. Roches makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the third perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
Where will you be when the next great moment happens? Get your tickets now at the Yankee Stadium box office through Ticketmaster. Yankee Clubhouse stores are on the web at www.yankees.com.
Golf great Gary Player is returning to Long Island August 2nd through 8th to defend his title at the Light Path Long Island Classic. Many of your favorite senior PGA Tour professionals will be there too. So call 516-674-GOLF for tickets and come on down to the magnificent Meadowbrook Club. It's a great golf course and you'll have a lot of fun. When it's all over, we'll give a nice big check to Schneider's Children's Hospital, where they make so many beautiful children well again.
I just want to celebrate.
Always ready to go anywhere or do anything. Celebrate that feeling in a new Ford Explorer. Now during the Ford authorized clearance, get special low 0.9% financing on every '99 Explorer and Explorer Sport in stock. With 0.9 APR, freedom has never come easier.
I just want to celebrate. Yeah.
Celebrate the possibilities in Explorer during the Ford authorized clearance at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Having fun yet? Get to the Wiz Summer of Fun. Buy all the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff. Free with select purchases.
How much for the room?
The fun is back. Only at the Wiz.
Homeowners, call Garden State Brick Base Windows and Exteriors and get a new house without having to move or spend a fortune. That's right. You can give your home a new look and feel, any look you desire. And it just takes one phone call. For years, we've been beautifying thousands of area homes, making them more energy efficient while increasing their value. Brick, stucco, stone, siding, and windows. Quality craftsmanship, most work done within a week. All maintenance-free and fully guaranteed. Let us help you design the perfect look for your home. Call Garden State Brick Base Windows and Exteriors. To find out if our unique products are right for you, call now for a free telephone consultation. It just takes a few minutes. There's absolutely no obligation. 100% financing available. So why wait when a simple call can get you a great new house without spending a fortune? Attention homeowners, get the facts on stucco today. Ask us about our traditional stucco with lifetime guarantee versus synthetic stucco. Call 1-800-647-1600.
Once again, an historic game plays out on the field at Yankee Stadium, and Yankee fans are witness to history. David Cone, close to no-hitter so many times, now has a perfect game. We thank Fox 5 for allowing MSG to show you David Cone's perfect game once again, and we thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this very special presentation of Yankees Flashback. I'm Deb Kaufman. Good night.